Okay, so I'm Cheryl. This is my first time doing a commentary on anything, so forgive me for my naturally uncomfortable nature. I think it's important to point out, first and foremost, that I have not finished Pokemon Ultra Moon. Screwing it up already. Anyways, I started out with Meloetta, hoping that either he would start out with Azumarill or Nidoqueen, and luckily he started out with Azumarill, and I, right off the bat, was okay with what was happening. He Aqua Jetted, that hit. Anyways, I switched out. I can't do this. I switched out! And I threw in Badfish! I threw in Badfish because basically I knew that a Volt Switch would kill Bubbles, as he's named. And then knowing that with that faith I could just throw in any Pokemon. Just throw in any Pokemon. I didn't care about Soul Heart necessarily in this run. So, you know. I threw out Keldeo, Lil Sebastian, the powerhouse that he is. And it, I guess, worked out because, you know, I could just Secret Sword, and then I did. As this will, I guess, come to notice, maybe I shouldn't admit this out loud to anyone in particular, but maybe it would be more freeing for myself to admit this out loud and say that I panic in the midst of battle. And sometimes I just don't think, and I think maybe that might come across in my battles, and sometimes it works out for me, and sometimes it doesn't, and I am hoping, personally, to maybe grow as a Pokemon trainer myself, throughout the rest of this, and learn, and to use my noggin. Anyways, the reason why it is, kinda sucks that I haven't finished Pokemon Ultra Moon is that I didn't want to bring Pangoro this time around. I already brought Pangoro last battle, and I didn't want to bring him this battle, but apparently, you have, in order to make an evolved Pokemon, you gotta beat the game. So, my good man, Big D Bish, had to just sit in my PC. He had to sit in my PC for this battle. Anyways, I should have noticed from that knockoff that Mew was this guy, Casey's, Zmon, but I didn't. I don't notice things. Luckily, I threw out Magearna, who I knew could take a hit in general, and so, luckily that was the right choice. Maybe it was instincts, maybe it was luck. But, you know, I made that decision, and it worked out fairly well. The Aura Sphere that I used here, was, first of all, with a prayer that it would, basically, you know, finish off Mew, and it didn't, as seen, obviously. And I also used it, because I did have a ghost move, but I didn't want Mew to switch out and to it be not effective on whatever he switched out to, and then I also forgot that Mew had that fire move. Anyways, here comes Thick Bish. True to his name, thick, chubby, great man, and here comes the Pokemon that I would say would probably end up being my downfall. Also, I used Spore because, again, not thinking that Spore does not affect Grass-type Pokemon. And Sneaky Snag was just a monster. He was a monster. Luckily, this Toxic, I think, paid off in the long run, but I didn't really have an answer for this monstrous kingly regal snake, Sneaky Snag, Superior, I guess, that's his God-given Christian name. But I mean, he went away, which is fine. and I decided to throw out my good man stuck-up fish against this Mega Lopunny because, you know, I was hoping that a Psychic would really solidify it, but... Hold on. I'm watching this as I'm talking. This fake out. That flinch, I think, if I had to describe it, I would say that that flinch fucked me. It fucked me. Because losing Meloetta was a big... Ugh. It was a big waste. I do also want to throw out and say that Keldeo was like... You're such a trooper through this whole thing. Paralyzed, but then never didn't move. He is a good water horseman. He's a good horseman, good horse boy. He kicks things really hard, and it really is a shame that his hidden power fire was the only thing that I had for this goddamn snake. Because I really didn't want my water-type Pokemon there with him. So, I mean, obviously, Keldeo is Choice Scarf, so I had to switch him out, so that I can get a Hidden Power Fire off. So I threw out Nagirna, basically, to give him that switch in. And hopefully get that Hidden Power Fire off. And... I guess... this is a fucking fast snake. I guess it was probably Choice Scarf 2 or something. Because Keldeo avoiding that attack was clutch, as they say. Clutch, as they say in the town that I'm from, Cleveland, Ohio. They call that clutch. He inevitably died from this snake who just has this ever-rising special attack and a leaf move that cannot be conquered. But luckily, Thick Fish, true to his name, thick in every way, comes out, can tank a hit. I knew that basically the next poison would kill this snake. So, hoping that, you know, he could make it through this leaf storm, which he did, and then let that snake just faint was all that I could do. I knew I couldn't throw out Rhyperior throughout any of this, because Rhyperior would have just died immediately, and I was hoping that maybe he could tank out, Nidoqueen. Here's a spoiler alert, he didn't. He did not tank out Nidoqueen. And maybe I should have just thrown him there as a sacrifice and potentially kept any of my other Pokemon. Again, you know, retrospect, hindsight, 2020. Cause maybe, oh man. Yeah, that probably would have been the better move. Either way, you know, I knew coming into this that Nidoqueen would probably be brought, because I knew that out of the Pokemon I had drafted, I didn't have particularly good answers for Nidoqueen. Which is why I brought Meloetta, but then she died. She lost her life, sadly, to Mega Lopunny. This Fire Blast, also, I do want to point out, this Fire Blast did specifically make me shit my pants. Hanging out at that 6 HP, I managed to get that Nidoqueen asleep. There was a prayer circle going on when this battle was happening that he could survive this hit, that Nidoqueen went to sleep. I don't know a lot about, I mean, I played Pokemon, I finished Pokemon Sun, I'm almost done with Pokemon Moon. I don't know how long sleep's necessarily supposed to last, and I probably should have given Thick Fish more damaging moves other than just Giga Drain. He didn't have that. Maybe I should have given him something else. I don't know. The best that I could do at this point was just Giga Drain and hope that this just regal being named Nidoqueen would not wake up. And she did in fact wake up, and that was the end there. So it was a good battle. It came down to the wire, really. There was a lot of bad mistakes on my part, I can say, but it was a lot of fun. Casey did a good job, and looking forward to next week. So, okay. That's it. Bye. Okay.